I just remember always having to prove that I belonged there. Because I always knew that I had to work harder than everybody else to prove that I was there. I'm Tatiana Suarez. I fight at the 115 division, and I'm undefeated in the UFC. My goal in the UFC is to become the strawweight champion. At the age of 12, I knew that I wanted to be an Olympic champion. I had been very successful that year. I had won multiple tournaments. And I knew I was on a smooth path to go to the Olympics and end up winning the Olympics. So I ended up going, I got the biopsy, and they noticed that there was a node on my thyroid. And they told me that it was actually cancer, so I guess God had some different plans for me.
Anybody else overwhelming people the way she's doing.
A lot of people think we're looking at a future champion. Look what she's doing to the former right now.
She's mauling it.
Tatiana Suarez.
She is someone that a lot of people were excited about. She has a record of 8-0, and her primary offense is her wrestling. Some may even say that she is the greatest wrestler in women's MMA. I've heard comparisons that she is the female Khabib. And honestly, I don't even think that's crazy to say, because she really is levels ahead of everyone when it comes to wrestling.
Tatiana Suarez got some wrestling. Oh, look at that!
This is where Tatiana Suarez makes her money.
I think the best fighters are the ones with very strong wrestling. And Tatiana falls under that category, as she has been wrestling since high school. She even had aspirations to wrestle at the 2012 Summer Olympic Games. But sadly, she never fulfilled that dream, as she developed thyroid cancer. So not only was this affecting her chance at competing at the Olympics, but also competing in general. Regardless, she made a comeback and began to transition into MMA at this point. She was looking good. Her wrestling proved to be too much for her opponents. This led to a 3-0 record, and then she was chosen to participate on the 23rd season of The Ultimate Fighter, a season which she won, and after that, her promise continued to grow as she continued to dominate in her fights. And this includes a win over current UFC Women's Strawweight Champion Carla Esparza. Whenever she does interviews, you just hear her talk about what her body is going through. There's not really that many strong wrestlers in women's MMA in general. The only other ones are Carla Esparza and Sarah McMahon. And although Sarah is an Olympic silver medalist in wrestling, it hasn't translated well at the highest level of MMA. There's just no name in the top 15 that tells me that they can stop Tatiana's wrestling. And Tatiana was able to dominate Carla on the ground in their fight. So that just goes to show the level that Tatiana is at with her wrestling. And when a fighter has strong wrestling like this, I have a lot of confidence in them. Because wrestling is such a difficult style of fighting that's grueling and hard to defend. And I just think Tatiana is able to break most of these fighters at 125 and honestly, even at 115. And this is a huge reason why many people believe that Tatiana not only had the potential to become a champion, but also a double champion. Which is not a crazy statement, because like I said, looking at the names in both divisions, which also includes women's strawweight champion Carla Esparza, I believe Tatiana beats all of them. The only matchup that I'm not confident in is one against Valentina Shevchenko. That's Tatiana's hardest fight in my opinion. When you compare the women's flyweight division to the women's strawweight division, there's definitely a big contrast, because personally I think the women's strawweight division is more competitive than the women's flyweight division. Because at flyweight, aside from the champion Valentina Shevchenko, there's not really many fighters that are big threats. It's a huge drop-off between champion and contenders at 125. And then when we look at the women's strawweight division, we have the champion Carla Esparza, Rose Namajunas, Zhang Weili, Marina Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern, Yan Xiaonan, Jessica Andrade. Like, these fighters are huge threats and are tough opponents for anyone to get past. And because of it, that's why I find the women's strawweight division to be more competitive. But at flyweight, it's fairly easy to climb the rankings.